Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that can change the course of your life, knowing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less than what you truly deserve. So many people go through life feeling as though they have no choice but to accept what's given to them, to accept what's good enough, or even worse, to accept what they think they can get. The truth is, if you settle, you're giving up on your potential, and you're compromising the life you could have. The first step in unlocking a life that you deserve is recognizing your own value. You are worthy of the best that life has to offer. Stop waiting for permission to claim it. Recognizing your worth is not an act of arrogance, it's an act of self-respect. You don't need to shrink yourself to fit into spaces or relationships that do not honor your greatness. Your value is inherent, and once you see that, everything else falls into place. So why do so many of us settle? We settle because we don't believe there's something better for us. We settle because we fear rejection, fear failure, fear the discomfort of change. But I'm here to tell you, fear is not a reason to accept less. It's a signal that you're on the edge of something greater. It's a sign that growth is just beyond that edge, waiting for you to take that leap. And here's the thing, life is abundant. There is always more to discover, more opportunities to embrace, more people to meet, and more ways to grow. The moment you start believing that life can deliver on your dreams, you will start attracting the right circumstances to make those dreams a reality. You see, when you raise your standards, the universe will rise to meet you. But here's the catch: raising your standards isn't easy. It requires stepping outside of your comfort zone. It requires you to challenge the beliefs that have held you back. You will have to walk away from things that no longer serve you, and sometimes that will be hard. People, situations, even your own habits may try to keep you tethered to the past. But if you want better, you have to make room for better. Part of raising your standards means surrounding yourself with the right people, people who inspire you, challenge you, and remind you of who you are when you forget. The people you allow into your life will either help you rise or drag you down. And that's not a decision to take lightly. Choose wisely. Wisely. And let's talk about self-love. There is no greater act of courage than choosing to love yourself first. It's not selfish, it's essential. When you love yourself, you set the bar for how others should treat you. You set the standard for your life, and you demand respect, kindness, and integrity. Taking ownership of your life is another powerful key to never settling. Stop waiting for someone else to make things happen for you. The power to change your reality is in your hands. If you're not happy with your current circumstances, it's up to you to change them. You are the author of your own story. You are the one who gets to decide what happens next. That leads me to something incredibly important: patience. It's not about rushing toward a destination. It's about being relentless in your pursuit of what you deserve. Trust the timing of your journey, but never stop moving forward. Every step, no matter how small, takes you closer to the life you were meant to live. And finally, don't be afraid to walk away. Whether it's from a job, a relationship, or an opportunity that no longer serves you, walking away is not a sign of weakness. It is a declaration of your strength, your self-respect, and your commitment to a better future. You deserve better. You deserve to live a life that aligns with your dreams, your purpose, and your values. Never settle for less than what you are capable of achieving. Your future is waiting for you. Take it. Knowing your worth is the cornerstone of living a fulfilled and empowered life. It's about deeply understanding that you are inherently valuable, regardless of your achievements, circumstances, or the opinions of others. The moment you recognize your true worth, you stop allowing the world to define you. You stop measuring your value by external standards like societal expectations, others' approval, or fleeting successes. Instead, you embrace the truth that your worth comes from within. This is an incredibly personal realization. It's not about being perfect or having it all together. It's about accepting yourself fully, flaws and all, and knowing that you are deserving of love, respect, success, and happiness just as you are. When you truly understand your worth, you stop tolerating toxic relationships, dead-end jobs, or situations that don't nurture your growth. You refuse to shrink yourself to fit into spaces where you don't belong or aren't valued. Your worth is not contingent upon meeting others' expectations or fulfilling roles that were never meant for you. It's not about seeking validation from the outside world. When you know your worth, you develop the confidence to stand in your own power, to trust your instincts, and to pursue your dreams relentlessly, even when faced with obstacles. The journey to recognizing your worth isn't always an easy one. Many of us are taught from a young age to look outside ourselves for affirmation or to downplay our abilities to avoid standing out. But the truth is, you are already enough. You were born with everything you need to create the life you desire. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you need to prove your worthiness to others, or that you need to be someone else in order to be deserving. When you begin to believe in your own value, you stop accepting excuses from others and you stop making excuses for yourself. You start to demand more for your life, not out of entitlement, but because you understand that you deserve nothing less than the best. You begin to set boundaries that protect your energy and prioritize your well-being. You begin to understand that you are the most important investment you will ever make. Recognizing your worth also means letting go of the fear that there won't be enough room for you. So often we hold ourselves back out of a belief that if we claim our own value, we'll take something from others, or that there won't be enough success, love, or happiness to go around. But the reality is, the world is abundant. There is always space for you to thrive. And when you start embracing your worth, you create space for others to do the same. In the end, knowing your worth is the key to everything else. It's the foundation upon which all your other dreams, goals, and aspirations will be built. Once you know you are worthy, the rest of the world will begin to mirror that belief back to you. But it all starts with you, your decision to believe in yourself, to honor your value, and to stop settling for anything less than the life you are meant to live. Raising your standards is an act of self-respect and self-love. It's about stepping up and demanding more from life, not out of arrogance or entitlement, but because you've recognized your worth and you refuse to accept anything less than what you truly deserve. Often we settle for what's easy or comfortable, what's familiar, even when we know deep down that we are capable of more. The truth is, life will often give you exactly what you settle for. If you accept mediocrity, you will get mediocrity. If you accept excuses, you will continue to be surrounded by them. But if you raise your standards, if you expect more of yourself and the world around you, you begin to open doors to possibilities you hadn't even considered. Raising your standards means that you stop compromising on what you want and need in your life. It's about no longer accepting unhealthy relationships, toxic environments, or situations that drain your energy and prevent you from growing. It's about drawing clear lines in the sand and saying, I will no longer tolerate this. I am worthy of better. This doesn't mean being unrealistic or expecting perfection, but it does mean refusing to settle for anything that doesn't align with your highest potential. When you raise your standards, you raise your expectations. You begin to hold yourself accountable in ways you never have before. Instead of letting your dreams slip into the background or putting them on hold for later, you start taking concrete steps toward realizing them. You prioritize your goals, your health, your passions. You stop making excuses and start making progress, no matter how small. By raising your standards, you set a new baseline for what's acceptable in your life, and you start demanding more from your career, your relationships, and even from yourself. The people around you will begin to mirror this shift in energy. When you raise your standards, you naturally begin to attract people who are on a similar level. No longer will you tolerate relationships that drain you or hold you back. Instead, you will find yourself surrounded by individuals who challenge you, support you, and elevate your thinking. The more you commit to raising your own standards, the more the universe responds by bringing you opportunities, experiences, and relationships that reflect that growth. It's important to remember that raising your standards isn't always about achieving something external. Sometimes it's about how you show up for yourself on a daily basis. It's about the way you talk to yourself, the way you honor your needs, and the way you care for your body and mind. When you raise your standards internally, it becomes much easier to demand and receive the external changes you desire. However, raising your standards is not always easy. It will challenge you, push you out of your comfort zone, and may even make others uncomfortable. People may not understand why you no longer tolerate certain behaviors or why you've decided to take risks and aim higher. But that's okay. Not everyone is meant to go with you on your journey. The people who are meant for you will rise to meet your new standards, and the ones who don't will eventually fade away. This shift doesn't require instant perfection. It's a process, a journey of continuous growth. But it starts with the belief that you can have better. It starts with the mindset that you are worthy of a life that aligns with your truest potential. The moment you raise your standards is the moment you shift your reality. You will begin to experience life differently, more deeply, more fully, and with more purpose. You will be amazed at what begins to unfold when you stop settling and start expecting more from yourself and from life. And in doing so, you'll find that you don't have to chase after success, happiness, or fulfillment. They will begin to find you, because once you raise your standards, you're no longer in a position of waiting. You're in a position of creating, of attracting, and of becoming. You will realize that the life you've always dreamed of was waiting for you to raise your standards so it could meet you at the level you deserve. The danger of settling is more than just living a life that's uninspiring or unfulfilling. It's the quiet erosion of your dreams, your potential, and your self-worth. When you settle, you stop asking for more, and in doing so, you stop growing. You get comfortable with what's familiar, even when it's less than what you know you deserve. But comfort doesn't bring progress, it doesn't bring passion or fulfillment or the kind of life that makes you feel alive. In fact, settling can become one of the most insidious traps because it happens slowly and quietly, often under the guise of practicality or fear of the unknown. Settling might look like staying in a job that doesn't excite you or doesn't use your talents to their fullest potential simply because it provides stability. It might look like remaining in a relationship where you're not truly seen or valued because leaving feels like too much effort, or maybe you're afraid of being alone. It might even be the way you talk to yourself, constantly making excuses or telling yourself that this is good enough, that what you have is all that's possible. But the danger is that when you accept good enough as the standard, you start to believe that this is the best you can have. And once you believe that, you stop looking for something better. You stop hoping for more. The danger of settling is that it makes you shrink your dreams. The more you settle, the more you convince yourself that you don't deserve more. Your standards lower, your ambitions narrow, and before you know it, you've built a life around the idea that you can't do better. So why try? This kind of thinking leads to stagnation. It's like putting a plant in a tiny pot, refusing to transplant it into a bigger space because you're convinced it can't grow beyond its current limits. But you are not that plant. You are capable of so much more than you may realize, and settling is the thing that prevents you from reaching that potential. Another danger of settling is the impact it has on your self-esteem. When you choose to settle, you're telling yourself that you're not worthy of anything better, that you're not deserving of the full, rich life that you dream about. Over time, this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you settle, the more you begin to think that this is all life has to offer. You stop believing in your own value, and you stop demanding the best for yourself. Your standards lower not just for others, but for yourself as well. And when your standards are low, you stop pushing yourself to grow, to try new things, and to reach higher. Settling also limits the possibilities that life can offer. When you choose to remain in a situation that doesn't serve you, you're closing the door to new opportunities that could open up if you had the courage to move forward. Whether it's a new career, a new relationship, or a new environment that aligns more closely with who you truly are, settling means you're locking yourself into a smaller version of life, one that can never expand to its fullest potential. The moment you accept less than what you deserve, you're closing yourself off to the abundance and the experiences that are waiting for you on the other side of fear, discomfort, and uncertainty. Settling also keeps you stuck in a cycle of dissatisfaction. Even if the things you've settled for seem good enough at first, Over time, you'll begin to feel a growing sense of frustration, discontent, or regret. It's like wearing shoes that are too tight at first. They may seem fine, but eventually they'll cause pain, and no matter how much you ignore it, that discomfort will always be there. Settling might bring short-term relief from the fear of change, but in the long run, it creates a kind of quiet, persistent unhappiness that can eat away at your soul. The longer you stay in situations that are beneath your potential, the more you will wonder what could have been, and that regret can become one of the heaviest burdens to carry. One of the most dangerous aspects of settling is that it teaches you to accept failure as normal. By staying in situations that are unfulfilling or unhealthy, you start to internalize the idea that this is all life has to offer. You begin to justify mediocrity and even start to fear the idea of success, because success requires change, effort, and risk. The longer you settle, the more it becomes part of your identity, and before long you stop seeing any way out. You stop believing that change is even possible. But the danger of settling isn't just personal, it's collective. When you settle for less, you stop contributing to the world in the way you were meant to. You stop pursuing your true purpose, and in doing so, you prevent yourself from making the impact you were born to make. Each time you choose to stay small or quiet, to accept mediocrity, you're not just limiting your own life, you're limiting the world's ability to benefit from your unique gifts, your perspective, your talents, and your vision. Ultimately, the danger of settling is that it's a slow death to your potential. It's not that you wake up one day and realize you failed, it's that you wake up years later and realize you've been living a life that was far smaller than the one you could have had. The danger isn't just in the immediate discomfort of settling, it's in the quiet, creeping realization that you've allowed your dreams to fade, your growth to stagnate, and your life to pass by while you clung to comfort or fear. But here's the truth: you deserve more than the life you've settled for. You deserve a life that's alive with possibility, a life where you push past your fears, where you grow, where you evolve into the person you're meant to be. The first step in avoiding the danger of settling is realizing that you have the power to change. You have the power to raise your standards, to demand more from yourself, and to claim the life that's waiting for you. It's never too late to choose better, to choose more, to choose the life that honors your true potential. The only danger is in continuing to settle. Believing in abundance is a transformative mindset, one that shifts how you view the world and your place within it. When you embrace the idea of abundance, you recognize that life is not a zero-sum game where only a few can succeed or thrive, but rather a vast, ever-expanding landscape of possibilities where there is more than enough for everyone. This belief is rooted in the understanding that the universe has an infinite capacity for growth, love, success, and joy, and that there is always space for you to have what you truly desire. For so many people, the opposite of abundant scarcity has been ingrained into their thinking from an early age. They might believe there's never enough time, money, love, or opportunity to go around. They might think that if one person wins, another has to lose, or that they are somehow unworthy of the things they desire. This scarcity mindset limits potential and keeps you locked in a state of fear and lack, constantly chasing after what feels just out of reach. It makes you hold back, afraid to take risks or make bold moves, because you believe that there isn't enough to go around, and you might not get your fair share. But when you choose to believe in abundance, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. You stop seeing the world as something that's running out of resources and start recognizing it as a place full of opportunities, waiting for you to step into your power. This shift doesn't just affect your thoughts, it has a profound impact on your actions, your relationships, and your life choices. Believing in abundance allows you to see opportunities where others might see obstacles. It frees you from the fear of competition or feeling as though you're not enough. When you believe there is enough for everyone, you stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own growth. You become less concerned with what others have and more focused on how you can create the life you want. Abundance teaches you that someone else's success does not diminish your own potential. Their achievements do not take away from what is possible for you. In fact, the success of others can inspire and fuel your own journey. Because you now understand that their wins only prove what's possible in the world, and if they can do it, so can you. When you believe in abundance, you are more likely to take bold steps toward your goals. You understand that the universe has limitless resources to offer, and that the only limitations are the ones you place on yourself. You start to see risks not as dangers, but as opportunities for growth. You begin to trust in your ability to adapt, learn, and overcome obstacles, knowing that even setbacks are part of the larger process of becoming the person you were meant to be. There is a certain freedom that comes with embracing abundance, the freedom to try, to fail, to grow, and to try again. This mindset also shifts how you interact with others. When you believe in abundance, you become a magnet for positive, like-minded people. You stop competing for attention or approval and start collaborating and connecting. There's a generosity that comes with abundance, because you understand that giving doesn't take away from what you'll receive in return. It only creates more room for positive energy to flow in your life. You begin to approach relationships with an open heart, willing to share your knowledge, resources, and love freely, knowing that it will come back to you in ways you cannot predict or control. Moreover, believing in abundance affects how you view your own potential. Believing in abundance also fosters a sense of trust in the timing of your life. There is no rush because you understand that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You don't need to force things to happen because you believe that there is a natural flow to the universe and that you are always supported. This trust helps you to relax into the journey, knowing that what's meant for you will come in perfect timing. You don't need to chase after what is already yours. Abundance reminds you that you are a part of something larger, something infinitely vast and powerful, and that your path is always leading you toward greater things. Finally, believing in abundance shifts your relationship with failure. When you embrace the idea that the universe is abundant, you stop fearing failure because you know it's not an end, but a step on the way to something greater. Failure is simply a learning experience, a way for you to adjust your course, try new strategies, and refine your approach. It's not a reflection of your worth or your potential, it's a sign that you're growing, learning, and getting closer to the success that is already waiting for you. In essence, believing in abundance is about recognizing that there is more than enough in the world for everyone, and that includes you. It's about shifting your mindset from fear and limitation to one of possibility and trust. It's about knowing that the opportunities, love, success, and joy you seek are already available to you, and that the only thing standing between you and what you want is your willingness to believe it's possible. When you embrace abundance, you stop waiting for things to happen and start creating the life you've always dreamed of, because you know there's more than enough to go around. Challenging your comfort zone is one of the most powerful things you can do to unlock your potential and transform your life. Comfort zones are those mental and emotional spaces where everything feels safe, familiar, and predictable. They're the places where we know the rules, we understand the expectations, and we don't have to stretch ourselves too much. But while comfort can feel nice, it is also a breeding ground for stagnation. If you want to grow, to evolve, to live a life that exceeds your expectations, then you must learn to step outside of what feels easy and step into the unknown, into the spaces that challenge you. The truth is, your comfort zone is a place of limitation, not liberation. It may provide temporary peace, but it often keeps you trapped in cycles that prevent you from reaching your highest potential. It's easy to stay in familiar situations, whether that's a job that no longer excites you, a relationship that doesn't nourish you, or a lifestyle that doesn't reflect your dreams. The fear of discomfort, failure, or the unknown keeps us locked in these situations, convincing us that it's safer to stay where we are rather than take the risk of stepping out and trying something new. But in reality, it's only when we challenge those boundaries that we truly experience the richness of life. When you challenge your comfort zone, you open yourself up to new experiences, new opportunities, and new ways of thinking. The discomfort that comes with change, though it might feel intimidating at first, is actually a sign of growth. It's a signal that you are expanding your capacity to do more, to be more, and to achieve more than you ever thought possible. Think about how much you've grown in the times when you've stepped into the unknown, when you took that job that pushed your limits, when you traveled to a place you'd never been, or when you had a tough conversation that forced you to confront your own fears. In each of those moments you learned, and you became more of who you are meant to be. But growth doesn't happen by playing it safe. If you keep doing the same things, staying in the same routines, you'll keep getting the same results. You'll miss out on the opportunities that require you to step out of your familiar surroundings, and you'll never know what you're truly capable of. It's only when you challenge your comfort zone that you make room for new possibilities to come in. You create space for creativity, for risk-taking, and for progress. You begin to realize that the life you want isn't going to come from staying where it's comfortable, but from having the courage to venture into the unknown, where true transformation lies. It's important to recognize that challenging your comfort zone doesn't mean throwing yourself into chaotic or reckless situations. It doesn't mean forcing yourself to do something that feels completely overwhelming. It means gradually expanding your boundaries, taking small but intentional steps that stretch you in ways that make you uncomfortable but not fearful. It's about doing things that make you nervous, but in a controlled, thoughtful way. Whether that's asking for a raise at work, saying no to something that doesn't align with your values, learning a new skill, or having a difficult conversation, you don't have to leap into the abyss to create change. You just need to begin to nudge yourself forward, little by little, out of the comfort zone that's holding you back. When you challenge your comfort zone, you also challenge the limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck. So often our comfort zones are shaped by the stories we tell ourselves. I'm not good enough to try, that it's too late for me to make a change, I'm not qualified enough. These beliefs are what anchor us in place, preventing us from moving forward. But once you start pushing your boundaries, you challenge those stories. You prove to yourself that you are more capable than you think. You show yourself that growth is possible, even if it's uncomfortable, and that the limits you once thought existed are actually just illusions. Another critical aspect of challenging your comfort zone is recognizing that discomfort is temporary. The initial resistance you feel is not a permanent condition. It's just the mind and body adjusting to new circumstances. When you first start stretching beyond what's familiar, it might feel like too much, or it might trigger feelings of self-doubt or fear. But as you persist, as you continue to take those uncomfortable steps, you build resilience. You become more comfortable with discomfort. What once felt like a huge leap will, over time, feel like just another step in your journey. The more you push yourself, the more comfortable you will become with the discomfort itself. You'll learn that discomfort doesn't signal danger, it signals opportunity. Challenging your comfort zone also deepens your self-awareness. When you push yourself to face new challenges, you begin to discover things about yourself that you never knew. You learn how you respond under pressure, what fears you need to confront, what strengths you didn't know you had. This self-awareness is invaluable because it gives you the clarity to make better decisions, to embrace your uniqueness, and to chart a course toward the future you truly want. One of the most beautiful outcomes of challenging your comfort zone is the sense of empowerment that comes with it. Every time you push past your limits, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. You begin to trust yourself more, to believe in your own abilities, and to realize that you have the strength to navigate any situation that comes your way. This growing self-trust is a powerful foundation for taking even bigger risks, facing even greater challenges, and stepping into the person you are truly meant to be. It's easy to think that the safety of your comfort zone will protect you, but in truth, it's your comfort zone that holds you back from living a fully realized life. To unlock your true potential, to experience all that life has to offer, you must challenge the boundaries you've set for yourself. You must learn to embrace discomfort, not as a threat, but as a signal of growth. The moment you step outside your comfort zone, you create the space for new experiences, new opportunities, and a new version of yourself. And in doing so, you'll begin to see just how much more you're capable of than you ever imagined. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most crucial decisions you can make in your life. The people you choose to spend time with, the ones you allow to influence your thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs, shape your world in profound ways. People have an incredible ability to lift you up or pull you down, to inspire you or hold you back. Whether it's family, friends, colleagues, or acquaintances, the energy and mindset of those around you directly affect your success, your mindset, and your overall well-being. The right people aren't just those who agree with you all the time or those who make you feel comfortable. They are the ones who challenge you, encourage you to grow, and help you become the best version of yourself. They support your dreams and aspirations without judgment, while also pushing you to think bigger and reach higher. These people see your potential even when you can't see it yourself. They encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone and offer the kind of feedback that pushes you to improve, not just placates you with false praise. However, surrounding yourself with the right people also means having the courage to distance yourself from those who do not align with your values, your goals, or your growth. Often we hold on to relationships out of fear of being alone, fear of confrontation, or fear of the discomfort that comes with letting go. But toxic relationships, whether they are with people who are negative, unsupportive, or just don't bring out the best in you, are an anchor that keeps you stuck. These people often create an environment of doubt, discouragement, and criticism, which can wear away at your confidence over time. When you are constantly surrounded by negativity, it becomes harder to see the possibilities and opportunities that life has to offer. Your own beliefs and dreams get overshadowed by their limited perspectives and small thinking. The right people help you rise, but the wrong people hold you down. This doesn't mean that the people around you need to be perfect, or that you have to cut off everyone who disagrees with you or challenges you. In fact, constructive disagreement and healthy conflict can be signs of a strong relationship. The difference is in the energy and intentions behind it. The right people want the best for you, even if that means giving you tough love or challenging your comfort zones. They are interested in your growth, and they help you stay accountable to your own goals. They give you the space to be yourself, but also encourage you to be better, not out of pressure, but out of care. Choosing to surround yourself with the right people also means being selective about the energy you allow into your life. Positive energy is contagious just as negativity can be. People who are passionate, optimistic, and driven will inspire you to be the same. You will find yourself more motivated to chase your dreams, more confident in taking risks, and more resilient in the face of challenges. On the other hand, people who are constantly complaining, criticizing, or doubting will drain your energy. Their negative outlook can infect your thinking, making you second-guess your abilities or question your dreams. It's important to remember that the people you spend time with can either fuel your fire or extinguish it, so you have the power to choose where to direct your energy. The right people help you stay focused on your goals and vision. They remind you of your worth when you forget, and they reinforce your belief in the possibilities, even when you face setbacks. They offer insight, wisdom, and guidance that can help you avoid common pitfalls and overcome obstacles more effectively. Instead of telling you what's impossible, they show you what's possible, expanding your mindset and your vision. They celebrate your successes, big or small, and provide a safe space to express your fears, doubts, and challenges without judgment. Another key aspect of surrounding yourself with the right people is having those who share your values and vision. Alignment is crucial in relationships. You don't need to surround yourself with people who have identical goals or ambitions, but you do need people who share a common sense of integrity, positivity, and ambition. When people's values align, there's a mutual respect and understanding that allows for healthy collaboration, shared growth, and a sense of community. These relationships are not about competition, but about lifting each other up and helping each other reach the next level. Additionally, surrounding yourself with the right people can help you step outside your comfort zone and take risks you may not have taken on your own. The right people provide both support and accountability, giving you the confidence to take bold steps. They might have more experience or offer different perspectives that open your eyes to opportunities you hadn't considered. When you are surrounded by people who have achieved things that you aspire to, it normalizes success and helps you realize that what you desire is possible for you too. Their success doesn't take away from your potential. Instead, it serves as a model of what's achievable when you align yourself with the right mindset and take action. Sometimes the right people are those who have been through their own struggles and challenges and come out stronger on the other side. They have a depth of wisdom that can help you navigate your own obstacles more easily. These people understand what it takes to persevere, and their resilience and experiences inspire you to keep going, even when the journey gets tough. They can provide perspective, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of empathy and understanding. Lastly, surrounding yourself with the right people helps create a positive feedback loop that propels you forward. When you have supportive, ambitious, and positive people around you, their energy reinforces your own drive and optimism. You begin to believe in your own potential more, you take more action, and you make better decisions because you have a strong, uplifting community behind you. The relationships you build with the right people can become a powerful source of motivation, collaboration, and empowerment. Ultimately, the quality of your relationships has a direct impact on the quality of your life. When you choose to surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and support you, you elevate your own growth. It's not just about who you know, but about who you choose to allow into your life. Surrounding yourself with the right people means choosing relationships that align with your values, support your dreams, and help you stay focused on the path toward becoming the person you're meant to be. The people you surround yourself with can be the difference between staying stagnant or thriving, between settling for less or reaching for more. The right people will help you build a life that's rich in purpose, growth, and success. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most important factors in shaping the quality of your life. The people you choose to spend time with, whether family, friends, colleagues, or acquaintances, have a powerful influence on your mindset, your ambitions, and your overall well-being. They can either uplift you, challenge you, and help you grow, or they can drain your energy, hold you back, and keep you stuck in a place of mediocrity. The relationships you cultivate shape your outlook on life and determine how far you'll go in your personal and professional journey. When you surround yourself with the right people, you're choosing to be in the company of individuals who inspire, support, and challenge you in meaningful ways. These are the people who push you to think bigger, to dream beyond your limits, and to believe in your own potential. They see the best in you, even when you don't see it in yourself. They motivate you to keep going when things get tough, and they celebrate your wins no matter how small. Being around people who genuinely support your goals and aspirations gives you the confidence to step outside your comfort zone, take risks, and pursue your passions without fear of judgment or failure. On the other hand, the wrong people, those who are negative, unsupportive, or dismissive of your dreams, can drain your energy and hinder your progress. These are the people who belittle your ideas, who criticize your efforts, or who constantly bring negativity into your life. Being surrounded by people who don't believe in you or your vision can make you question your worth and your abilities. Over time, this negativity seeps into your mindset, causing self-doubt, frustration, and a reluctance to take risks or pursue your goals. In relationships like this, you can easily lose sight of your own dreams and become discouraged, which only keeps you stuck in patterns of inaction or complacency. Choosing the right people also means recognizing that not everyone in your life needs to be a perfect match for your goals. It's not about surrounding yourself with people who are exactly like you, but rather with individuals who share similar values, energy, and ambitions. These are people who understand the importance of personal growth, who respect your journey, and who are invested in their own progress as well. It's about creating a circle of influence that challenges you to level up, not just in terms of what you achieve, but in who you become along the way. The right people also help you develop resilience and persistence. When you're working toward a goal or facing challenges, it's easy to become discouraged. But when you have the right people around you, they help you keep your focus. They remind you why you started, they offer solutions when you're stuck, and they provide a sense of perspective that keeps you from giving up. These people help you stay grounded and focused, especially during difficult times, reminding you that setbacks are just part of the journey and that perseverance is key. In addition to support, the right people bring diversity into your life. They offer different perspectives, backgrounds, and experiences that help broaden your understanding of the world and challenge your thinking. By surrounding yourself with individuals who think differently from you, you open yourself up to new ideas, different ways of approaching problems, and fresh approaches to creativity. This diversity allows you to think outside the box, broaden your horizons, and embrace a more expansive view of the world. In turn, you become more adaptable, more empathetic, and more open to the possibilities that life offers. Furthermore, the right people create a sense of community, a support system that provides both accountability and encouragement. When you share your goals with the right people, you create a space where everyone feels motivated to take action. These relationships are built on mutual accountability, where you not only push each other to reach your goals, but also celebrate each other's successes along the way. This sense of community fosters connection, collaboration, and the shared belief that you can achieve great things together. Ultimately, surrounding yourself with the right people is about making intentional choices about the company you keep. It's about recognizing the value of relationships that nourish your soul, that help you grow, and that support your journey toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's not just about who you know, but about who you choose to allow into your life. The right people can inspire you to reach higher, think bigger, and live more fully. They will help you step into your potential and keep you focused on the path to success. By surrounding yourself with the right people, you not only change your life, you also change the lives of those around you. Embracing self-love is one of the most important, yet often overlooked, aspects of personal growth and fulfillment. It's the foundation of everything in your life, the way you think about yourself, the way you treat yourself, and the way you allow others to treat you. Self-love is not a fleeting emotion or a superficial practice. It's a deep, internal acknowledgement of your worth and a commitment to honor and nurture yourself. It's about recognizing that you are enough exactly as you are and giving yourself the care, compassion, and respect that you deserve, regardless of your past, your mistakes, or your perceived flaws. At its core, self-love means being kind to yourself, especially in moments of difficulty or failure. It's easy to love yourself when things are going well, when you're succeeding, and when you feel proud of your accomplishments. But true self-love shows up when you make a mistake, fall short of your goals, or experience rejection. It's about offering yourself the same patience and understanding that you would offer a friend in a similar situation. Instead of criticizing yourself or engaging in negative self-talk, self-love encourages you to show yourself grace, learn from the experience, and move forward with compassion rather than judgment. Self-love is also about recognizing that you are worthy of happiness, success, and peace, no matter where you are in life. Often we tie our sense of worth to external factors, our achievements, our relationships, or the approval of others. We condition our self-worth based on how well we perform, how we look, or how much we achieve. But true self-love does not rely on outside validation, it comes from within. It's the deep knowing that you are valuable, just because you exist. You don't have to earn your worth through accomplishments or the approval of others. You are worthy because you are uniquely you, and that is enough. When you embrace this truth, you begin to shift your mindset from one of lack or comparison to one of abundance and self-assurance. In order to truly embrace self-love, it's also necessary to stop comparing yourself to others. We live in a world that constantly encourages comparison, whether it's through social media, societal expectations, or the pressure to keep up with others. But comparison steals your joy and your peace of mind. It distracts you from your own path and your own unique journey. Self-love requires you to honor your own progress, regardless of where others are on their journey. It's about celebrating your own milestones and understanding that your worth is not determined by how you measure up to anyone else. Another critical aspect of self-love is setting boundaries and prioritizing your own well-being. It's easy to get caught up in the needs and expectations of others, especially when we want to be liked, accepted, or appreciated. But constantly putting others' needs before your own can lead to burnout, resentment, and a lack of fulfillment. Embracing self-love means recognizing that you are allowed to say no when you need to, to prioritize your own needs, and to protect your mental, emotional, and physical health. It's about recognizing that your well-being is just as important as the needs of others, and that taking care of yourself is not selfish, but necessary. By setting healthy boundaries, you teach others how to treat you, and you give yourself permission to take up space in the world. Self-love is also about being honest with yourself. It's about confronting your fears, your insecurities, and your limiting beliefs with courage and compassion. We all have areas where we feel vulnerable or where we struggle with self-doubt. But embracing self-love means not running from these parts of yourself. Instead, it means accepting them, acknowledging them, and choosing to grow beyond them. It's about developing a healthy relationship with yourself, where you are comfortable with your imperfections and you don't feel the need to hide parts of yourself in shame. True self-love is about embracing all of you, the strengths and the flaws, the successes and the failures, and understanding that every part of you contributes to the unique and beautiful individual you are. A key component of self-love is also practicing self-care. Self-care is not just about pampering yourself or indulging in occasional treats. It's about creating a life that nourishes you physically, mentally, and emotionally. This might mean taking time each day to relax and recharge, eating nourishing food that supports your energy, engaging in activities that bring you joy, or seeking out experiences that align with your values and passions. Self-care is about intentionally choosing things that promote your health, happiness, and peace of mind, and making sure that you make time for these practices in your daily life. When you care for your body, mind, and spirit, you show yourself the love and respect that you deserve. A big part of embracing self-love is learning to trust yourself. When you cultivate self-love, you begin to trust your intuition, your instincts, and your inner wisdom. You become more confident in your decisions and less dependent on others for validation. You start to trust that you have the ability to navigate life's challenges, to make choices that align with your truth, and to handle whatever comes your way. This self-trust builds resilience, because you know that no matter what happens, you can rely on yourself to adapt, learn, and grow. Lastly, embracing self-love means learning to forgive yourself. Everyone makes mistakes, faces setbacks, and experiences moments where they feel they've fallen short. But self-love requires you to release the burden of guilt, shame, and regret. Instead of holding on to past mistakes or beating yourself up for what you could have done differently, you choose to forgive yourself and move forward with the intention of doing better next time. This forgiveness is not an excuse for harmful behavior, but an act of compassion that allows you to learn from your experiences, grow from them, and free yourself from the weight of self-criticism. True self-love is a lifelong practice. It's not about achieving perfection or always feeling good enough in every moment, but about showing up for yourself consistently through both the highs and the lows. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of your own kindness and respect, and that self-compassion is not a luxury but a necessity. When you embrace self-love, you create a life that is grounded in self-acceptance, peace, and resilience. You stop seeking external validation because you have already found it within yourself. And when you love yourself fully, you begin to attract healthier, more fulfilling relationships, create a life that aligns with your true desires, and experience a deeper sense of purpose and happiness. Self-love is the key to living a life of freedom, authenticity, and joy. Taking ownership of your life is one of the most empowering and transformative things you can do. It's about stepping into your personal power, accepting full responsibility for where you are, and realizing that you are the one who shapes your future. It means acknowledging that, while external circumstances and challenges will always be part of the equation, the choices you make are ultimately what determine the direction your life takes. When you take ownership, you stop waiting for someone or something else to change your circumstances. You begin to recognize that change starts with you. Owning your life means no longer playing the victim or blaming others for your struggles. It's easy to fall into a mindset of helplessness, where you feel like things are happening to you or that life is just unfair. But when you shift into a place of ownership, you stop giving away your power. You realize that you have the ability to respond to any situation in a way that empowers you, regardless of how difficult it may seem. You stop waiting for the perfect circumstances to come along and instead start taking action, no matter how small, to create the life you want. The moment you take ownership is the moment you stop feeling powerless and start feeling in control. Taking ownership also means recognizing that your past does not define you. It's common for people to carry the weight of past mistakes, regrets, or disappointments, believing that these define who they are or limit what they can achieve. But when you own your life, you take responsibility for your past without allowing it to control your present. You understand that while you can't change what has already happened, you do have the power to choose how you respond to it moving forward. Taking ownership is about accepting your past as a series of experiences that have contributed to who you are today, but not letting those experiences dictate your future. You begin to see challenges and setbacks as opportunities to grow, learn, and evolve rather than as permanent barriers. One of the most critical aspects of taking ownership is the ability to make decisions and take decisive action. Many people spend years procrastinating, overthinking, or avoiding making choices out of fear of failure or fear of making the wrong decision. But true ownership comes when you take responsibility for your decisions, whether they lead to success or failure. It's about trusting yourself enough to make a choice and having the courage to follow through. Even when things don't go as planned, you learn from the experience and adjust accordingly. The key is not to get paralyzed by indecision, but to take consistent action, knowing that each step forward is part of the process of creating your desired life. Taking ownership also means that you stop relying on others to make you feel happy, validated, or fulfilled. We often look to external sources, partners, friends, employers, or even society to give us the validation we crave or the approval we think we need. But when you own your life, you realize that your happiness, your sense of worth, and your fulfillment come from within. You understand that you are responsible for your own well-being and that you can't outsource your emotional health to anyone else. When you start taking ownership of your emotions, you begin to build a stronger, more resilient sense of self. You stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to be happy, confident, or successful. You start creating those feelings within yourself, and you realize that the only approval you need is your own. Another aspect of taking ownership is acknowledging that you have the power to change your habits and your mindset. The way you think shapes the way you act, and the way you act shapes the results you get. If you're not happy with your life, it's essential to examine the thoughts, behaviors, and patterns that are contributing to your current situation. When you take ownership, you accept that you have the power to shift your mindset and make new choices. You stop telling yourself stories about why you can't do something or why it's too hard, and you start telling yourself that you can and that you will. By changing your internal narrative and taking action on those new beliefs, you begin to change your external circumstances. Taking ownership of your life means having the courage to be honest with yourself about what needs to change, and then making those changes no matter how challenging they may be. Taking ownership is also about setting clear boundaries and not allowing others to dictate how you live your life. It's easy to get caught up in the expectations of others, especially when it comes to family, friends, or work. But when you take full ownership of your life, you set boundaries that protect your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. You stop saying yes to things out of guilt or obligation and start saying yes to things that align with your values and your goals. You create space for the things that matter most to you and stop letting other people's needs or demands take priority over your own well-being. Furthermore, taking ownership means committing to continuous growth and learning. No matter where you are in life, there is always room for improvement, and there's always more to learn. When you own your life, you acknowledge that growth is a lifelong journey, and you take proactive steps to improve yourself. Whether it's learning a new skill, gaining knowledge, working on your emotional intelligence, or cultivating better habits, you take responsibility for your own personal development. Instead of waiting for someone to show you the way, you seek out the resources, mentors, or opportunities that will help you grow. You take ownership of your learning and development, knowing that the more you invest in yourself, the more you have to offer the world. One of the most powerful things about taking ownership is that it brings a sense of empowerment and self-respect. When you realize that you are the architect of your own life, you begin to make decisions with more confidence. You start trusting in your own abilities, and you begin to recognize that you have everything you need to create the life you want. Taking ownership removes the sense of victimhood and replaces it with a sense of possibility. You realize that no matter where you start, you have the ability to change your path and create the life that aligns with your values, your dreams, and your purpose. At the end of the day, taking ownership is about understanding that your life is yours to shape. While there will always be factors outside of your control, the choices you make and the mindset you adopt are yours to decide. By taking full responsibility for your life, your thoughts, actions, decisions, and outcomes, you empower yourself to create the life you desire. You stop waiting for circumstances to change and start becoming the change you wish to see in your life. And in doing so, you unlock your true potential and open the door to a life of fulfillment, growth, and success. Being patient but relentless is a mindset that combines perseverance with strategic timing. It's about recognizing that success, growth, or personal transformation doesn't happen overnight, but understanding that you can't afford to stop working towards your goals, even when progress seems slow. This philosophy is crucial for anyone striving to achieve something meaningful in their life, whether it's a career goal, a personal aspiration, or a long-term vision. It's about staying committed to your path, trusting the process, and knowing that every step, no matter how small, is a step closer to where you want to be. Patience is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean being passive, waiting for things to magically fall into place, or accepting stagnation. Instead, patience is the ability to endure difficulties or delays without becoming discouraged. It's understanding that success doesn't always come in a straight line and that setbacks, failures, or detours are often part of the journey. When you are patient, you allow the process to unfold naturally without forcing things or rushing toward a result. You trust that with consistent effort, the outcomes will come, even if they take longer than expected. Patience in this context means having the wisdom to pace yourself, to accept that timing is sometimes out of your hands, and to trust that your efforts will eventually bear fruit. But patience without relentless action can also be a form of procrastination. While it's essential to be patient, it's equally important to be relentless in your pursuit. Being relentless doesn't mean forcing things, but it means showing up day in and day out, committed to your goals. It's about pushing through the moments of doubt, discomfort, or difficulty, and continuing to take consistent action toward what you want. You don't wait for things to happen to you, you make things happen. Relentlessness is about refusing to give up, even when things aren't progressing as quickly as you'd like. It's about continuing to take small steps forward, even when the road ahead seems long and uncertain. The combination of patience and relentlessness is a delicate balance. On the one hand, you must have the patience to wait for the right moment, to understand that not everything is within your control, and that some things take time to come to fruition. On the other hand, you can never afford to let go of your relentless pursuit of improvement, progress, and achievement. Even if you don't see immediate results, you remain focused on your end goal and keep working toward it. The key is knowing that your persistence will eventually pay off, but it requires both time and effort. Relentlessness also means maintaining your drive and commitment in the face of failure or rejection. Everyone faces challenges, and everyone encounters moments when it feels like progress is nowhere to be seen. It's easy to become frustrated and give up, especially when it seems like the things you're working toward are out of reach. But being relentless means refusing to let temporary setbacks define you. You learn from your mistakes, adjust your strategy if needed, but never lose sight of your vision. When you face obstacles, you rise to the occasion, knowing that each challenge is a lesson that brings you closer to your ultimate success. At the same time, patience helps you avoid burnout. You don't push yourself to the point of exhaustion or make decisions based on short-term emotions. Instead, you know when to rest, recharge, and reflect on your progress. Patience allows you to maintain a sustainable pace, so you can continue working toward your goals without losing sight of your well-being. It's about finding the right balance between pushing yourself and giving yourself the grace to recover when needed. You trust that even during times of rest or periods when it feels like nothing is happening, you are still progressing because growth, like everything else, has its cycles. Being patient, but relentless also means staying committed to your long-term vision, even if it's not clear how everything will come together in the moment. It's easy to get discouraged when the big picture isn't immediately apparent, but relentless action means keeping your eyes on the horizon. Every small step, every piece of effort you put in, contributes to the eventual success. Often the seeds of your hard work take time to sprout, and it may seem like nothing is happening. But when you trust the process and maintain your relentless drive, you can look back one day and realize how much progress you've made. Relentlessness doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over without changing course if necessary. Part of being relentless is being adaptable, recognizing when something isn't working, and making adjustments to your approach. It means being tenacious but also wise enough to pivot when needed. This adaptability comes from understanding that persistence doesn't mean being stubborn, but rather having the foresight to recognize when something is worth pursuing in a different way. You're relentless in your desire to reach your goal, but patient enough to trust that the best path might not always be the most direct one. This mindset can be applied to every area of your life. Whether it's in your career, your health, your personal development, or your relationships, the combination of patience and relentlessness is vital. In your career, for example, you may spend years building expertise or navigating through challenges, but the patience to wait for the right opportunities, combined with the relentlessness to keep working hard every day, will eventually lead to success. In health and fitness, it may take time to see physical changes, but the consistent effort, combined with patience to allow your body to heal and grow, will yield long-term results. In relationships, you might face struggles or periods of distance, but by remaining patient with both yourself and others, while relentlessly nurturing those connections, you can cultivate deeper, more meaningful bonds. Ultimately, being patient but relentless is about mastering the art of persistence. It's about understanding that success is a journey, not a destination, and that true growth comes from consistent, focused action over time. It's about trusting the process without losing your drive and accepting that the road to your goals may be long, but every day you stay committed to it, you are moving closer. You are learning, evolving, and growing. And when you finally achieve your goals, you will realize that the combination of patience and relentlessness was the secret to your success all along. It's okay to walk away. In a world that often values persistence above all else, it can feel like giving up or stepping away from something is a sign of weakness or failure. We're taught to stick it out, to push through the discomfort, to hold on to relationships, jobs, and goals, even when they no longer serve us. But the truth is that sometimes walking away is the most empowering decision you can make. It doesn't mean quitting in the traditional sense. It means making a conscious choice to step away from something that is no longer aligned with who you are, where you're headed, or what you deserve. It's a form of self-respect, a way of choosing peace over pain and clarity over confusion. When you decide to walk away, you take ownership of your well-being. You acknowledge that your time, energy, and emotional resources are valuable, and that you deserve to invest them in places, people, and pursuits that nurture and elevate you. Holding on to situations or relationships that drain you or keep you stuck can prevent you from moving forward and finding new opportunities that align with your true desires. Walking away is not an act of cowardice, but an act of strength. It's the courage to let go of the old to make space for the new. It's the wisdom to recognize that some things are not meant to be held onto forever, and by walking away, you open the door to greater possibilities. Whether it's a toxic relationship, an unfulfilling job, or a goal that no longer resonates with you, walking away allows you to prioritize your mental, emotional, and physical health. Sometimes we stay in situations because we feel obligated, because we don't want to disappoint others, or because we are afraid of the unknown. But staying in environments that cause you harm, whether through stress, frustration, or a lack of fulfillment, only perpetuates your unhappiness. Walking away means choosing to protect your peace. It means understanding that you are worthy of situations, people, and experiences that bring you joy, growth, and fulfillment. Often we stay stuck out of fear of what others will think, fear of failure, or fear of being seen as weak. But the truth is, walking away can be a powerful act of self-love. It's the recognition that you are not defined by the situations you leave behind, but by your ability to move forward. Walking away requires great strength because it means standing up for your needs, setting boundaries, and sometimes disappointing others. It means having the courage to say no to things that no longer serve you, even when doing so feels uncomfortable or difficult. But in doing so, you make room for what truly matters: your growth, your happiness, and your peace of mind. In relationships, walking away can be especially hard because we often feel a sense of attachment or loyalty. We may fear being alone or the emotional pain that comes with ending something we've invested time and energy in. But if the relationship is toxic, draining, or unhealthy, walking away is an act of self-preservation. You can love someone and still know that the relationship isn't right for you. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for both yourself and the other person is to walk away, to allow both of you the space to grow, heal, and evolve separately. When you stay in relationships that no longer align with who you are or who you're becoming, you risk stifling your own growth and suppressing your true self. In professional settings, walking away from a job or career that no longer fulfills you can feel just as daunting. Many of us are conditioned to believe that stability, even in a job we dislike, is more important than personal happiness or passion. We stay in jobs that drain us because of financial pressures, societal expectations, or fear of not finding something better. But walking away from work that no longer excites you, challenges you, or aligns with your values is a way of reclaiming your life. It's acknowledging that you deserve to spend your time doing something that brings you fulfillment, growth, and purpose. Even if it means taking a leap of faith or navigating an uncertain path, choosing to leave an unfulfilling job or career can open the door to something more meaningful. It may be the catalyst for discovering your true passions or building a career that aligns with your purpose. In terms of personal goals, sometimes walking away is necessary. When you realize that a certain pursuit is no longer aligned with who you are or what you truly want. It's easy to get attached to goals, especially when we've invested a lot of time, money, or energy into them. But clinging to a goal that no longer excites you or serves your bigger vision can be draining and counterproductive. It's okay to change your mind, to evolve, and to let go of goals that no longer resonate with your current self. The fear of failure or a regret can hold us back from making this decision, but often walking away opens up the space for a new, more exciting goal to emerge, one that is better suited to the person you become. The freedom in walking away is realizing that you are allowed to grow, to change, and to embrace new aspirations without feeling guilty or stuck. Letting go of things that no longer serve you is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. It takes self-awareness and strength to recognize when something is no longer in alignment with your journey and to have the courage to walk away. It's about respecting your own boundaries and acknowledging that your time and energy are precious. In the end, it's not about how long you've stayed in something or how much effort you've put in. It's about whether that situation, person, or goal is still in harmony with who you are and where you want to go. Walking away is often a form of letting go of the past, so you can step into a brighter, more aligned future. When you give yourself permission to walk away, you create space for the right opportunities to enter your life. Sometimes, staying in situations that drain us or hold us back blocks the flow of new energy, new experiences, and new people who can enrich our lives. By releasing the things that no longer fit, you make room for new growth, fresh opportunities, and more fulfilling experiences. Walking away opens up the possibility for you to connect with your true self and the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Ultimately, walking away is about trusting yourself and your own judgment. It's about recognizing that you have the power to choose what's best for you, even if that choice is difficult or unconventional. It's an act of self-care, self-respect, and self-love. It's okay to walk away from what no longer serves you because in doing so, You are creating the life you truly want, one that is aligned with your values, your goals, and your heart. It's a courageous decision to prioritize your own well-being and happiness. And it's often the first step in creating the space for something far better to come into your life.